Hi, this is your host Habibur Rahman, and welcome to my show Azure Essential Series. In today's episode, we will talk about Azure SignalR service. Azure SignalR service is a fully managed real-time messaging service that simplifies the process of adding real-time web functionality to your applications. It allows you to publish content updates to connected clients in real time without having to maintain a persistent connection between the client and server manually. This service is built on the top of popular ASP.NET SignalR framework and provides scalability, performance, and reliability, making it easy to build interactive applications like chat apps, live dashboards, gaming backends, and more. So let's start this. This is the agenda of our today episode. We will talk about overview of real-time web applications. We will discuss key components of Azure SignalR service, and we will also have a few popular use cases about SignalR, and then at the end we will have a hands-on experience using SignalR service with ASP.NET Core web application. So this is your host. I'm two times C Sharp Corner MVP, Microsoft Certified Solution Developer, and currently working as a lead software developer at Now Software. So first of all, we will have the overview of real-time web application. Uh, Real-time web application enable instant communication between clients and servers, allowing data to push to and from the server in real time without the need for continuous client requests. This real-time capability is critical for dynamic interactive experience such as live chats, notifications, gaming, collaboration tools, and dashboards. Key characteristics of real-time web applications are instant data updates. Real time apps deliver information to users as soon as it is available without needing to refresh the page or manually request updates. Then we have bidirectional communication. These applications support two-way data communication, allowing both the client and the server to send and receive data in real time. We have persistent connection. Real-time web apps uses technologies like WebSockets, server sentiments, or long pooling to maintain a persistent connection between the client and server. We have low latency with real-time apps. These apps provides low latency with high responses, ensuring near instance feedback and interacting for users. We have high scalability for real-time web apps because they often need to support a large number of concurrent users and manage communication efficiently across them. Then we have a few key components of Azure SignalR. Azure SignalR consists of several components that enable it to provide seamless real-time communication. These components work together to manage client connections, handle messages, and scale applications efficiently. Here are the key components of Azure SignalR service. First of all, we have hubs. Basically, hubs are the core abstraction in SignalR that manage client-server communication. Hub allows server to send messages to all connected clients or to specific clients. They enable real-time functionality such as broadcasting messages and handling messages from clients. The second part we have is clients. Clients are the applications or devices that establish a connection to the SignalR service. These can be web browsers, desktop applications, or mobile apps that connect to the Azure SignalR service to send or receive real-time updates. SignalR support multiple platforms such as JavaScript, .NET, Java, and etc. Then we have connections. Basically, a connection is a persistent link. between a client and the SignalR service. And the main purpose of connection in SignalR is to maintain open bidirectional connection that allow data to be sent in real time between client and servers. And each client has a unique connection ID. So we can identify a specific client by using that connection ID, and we can send messages to a specific user by using that connection ID as well. Then we have messages. Messages are the real-time data payloads that are exchanged between clients and servers while communication. And clients and servers uses messages to communicate, and a message can be notification, chat message, or any real-time update. These messages can be sent to individual clients or groups, or broadcast to all clients. Then we have groups inside Azure SignalR service. Groups are logical collections of clients that can receive the same messages. So by using groups, you can add segmentation of your users. You can send messages to a specific group of clients, and you can even create rooms or teams by using these groups as well. Then we have service modes. Basically, these service modes are related to the Azure SignalR deployment service. And we have basically three main service modes. We have default mode, we have serverless mode, and we have a classic mode as well. Default mode basically requires a backend application, ASP.NET Core app to manage hubs and handle logic, which means if you are using ASP.NET Core application for managing your hubs, then you have to select default mode for that purpose. And then we have serverless mode. If you are working with serverless application, for example, you are making an event-driven application which are using real-time messaging without a dedicated application server. So you can use serverless mode. Specifically for Azure function, if you have a SignalR hub inside Azure function, then you can use this. And second loss, we have Azure SignalR SDK. Basically, Azure provide us a SignalR SDK, and it is very easy to integrate with ASP.NET applications. We also have SDKs for JavaScript and Python as well. So these SDKs provide us very easy and seamless integration with Azure SignalR services. And at the end, we have scaling and load balancing. Basically, Azure SignalR service have a built-in mechanism that automatically scale based on connection demands. So Azure SignalR service handle scaling across multiple servers and data centers to ensure real-time connections, which are maintained as user load increases. So even you can handle million of requests using Azure SignalR service. There are few popular cases for real-time web application. We have live chat and messaging. So by using Azure SignalR service, you can enable users to send and receive messages instantly, as seen in chat apps like Slack and WhatsApp and Skype. So you can use SignalR for that as well. You can use with collaborative tools. Basically, collaborative tools are the tools which allow multiple users to interact and work together in real time, such as Google Docs, live editing feature. We can also use this for live notification with different pushes, update, alerts, or notifications to users in real time. And we can also use for breaking news or order status updates as well. So you can use for this purpose as well. We can use this for gaming facilities, multiplayer gaming with instant feedback and interactions between players. So you can use this for this scenario as well. You can also design real-time dashboards which provide live updates for monitoring systems such as stock prices, weather updates or IoT sensor data. So you can use this for all of these real-time scenarios as well. So these were few popular cases. Now we will move to hands-on demo, and inside that demo, first of all, we will create an Azure SignalR resource using Azure portal. Then we will create ASP.NET Core MVC application with a few prerequisite packages, and then we will implement the Azure SignalR service inside our ASP.NET Core application for one of uh, group chatting demo. So let me share my screen, and then we can start. Okay, so I hope you guys can see my screen now. So currently I am in portal of Azure. If you don't have an account, you can sign up, or you can sign up using trial account. So I already have an account, so you can open portal.azure.com. So first of all, I will click on create a resource, and inside this, I have to search for Azure SignalR service. Okay, so this is, let me click on again. It's taking a little bit time. Okay, so why it's taking too much time? Let's go to the other side. Click on create. Okay. Uh, let's search for Azure Signal or service. Uh, I can say Signal or okay. So here you can see that on first option we have Azure SignalR service. So let's click on this. Let's click on create button. Okay. So here we need to provide few basic information for creating the instance of Azure SignalR service. First of all, we need to select the subscription. In my case, it is pay as you go. Then we need to select the resource group. I already have one, which is AES, which stand for Azure Essential Series. So I will be using this. Then I need to provide resource name. Okay. So I will say this AES demo, which is basically Azure Essential Series demo. And then we need to select the region. So this region will define where your Azure SignalR service will be deployed. So in my case, I will select East US. Then we have different pricing tiers. So currently we have a premium P1, and inside this we have 1 unit uh, and 1,000 connections limit, and it's almost zero point 0.1 million messages per day included. And the estimated cost per month is 61 USD per month. And if you want to change this, you can click on change button. And here you can see that there are different plans available. So in my case, as we are doing it just for uh, development purpose, so we can select dev and test. So let's select this. So now this will provide me up to 20 connections and 20,000 messages per day. Then we have the service modes. So basically, three service modes are available. First of all, we have default mode. If you guys are planning to use ASP.NET Core for server-side hubs of Azure SignalR, then default is the mode. If you are using Azure functions for managing your hubs, then serverless application. And if you want to make sure your Azure SignalR Hub is compatible with the previous versions, then you can select the classic mode. So in my case, I will select the default mode. So let's click on next button. Here we have network connectivity option. So I will select public endpoint because I have to access it from my laptop. Then click on review plus create button. So here is the summary of my Azure SignalR service instance. So Azure is validating the requirements. Okay, so let's click on create button. It will take a little bit time. So we have to wait for this. So it is currently deploying. It will take few more seconds. So currently deployment is in progress. So little few more minutes, sorry, seconds. If I click on here, you can see that the deployment is in progress. So let's wait for this to complete. So few more seconds to go. Okay. So deployment succeeded. Go to the resource. Okay. So here you can see that my Azure SignalR service instance is up and running. Okay. Now there are a lot of options available inside this Azure SignalR service. You can see that we have a few metrics here, which is showing the connection per minutes. We also have message count as well. We have tools and SDKs. So you can see that you can use Azure with PowerShell, CLI, .NET, Java, Python, Node.js, Go. So all SDKs are available for all these languages and frameworks. So let me set up my code and then we will integrate this inside our application. So let's open the Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio 2022 and let's click on Azure Essential Series. So this is the same solution as I am using for my all Azure Essential Series episodes. So you can download this from my Azure GitHub repo. I will share the link at the end of the episode. Okay, so let's click and create a new project. Okay, first of all, we need to select ASP.NET Core web app. You can select any other app if you need a web API or any other thing, that is fine. But in my case, I will be using web app because I need to demonstrate the chatting app. So this is episode 14. So I will write episode 14. Click on next button. I will select .NET 8 because it have long-term support. We don't need any authentication types and that is fine. So let's click on create button and Visual Studio will create an ASP.NET Core MVC web application. So the application have been created. Now, first of all, we need to install few prerequisite packages. So let's click on and manage Nugget packages. Here I will write Azure SignalR. So we need to install this SDK. So here we have Microsoft Azure SignalR. Let's click on install. It will take few seconds to install all these packages. Okay, this have been installed successfully. So let's open program.cs file. So in ASP.NET Core application, program.cs file is the entry point of web application. So here we need to do two things. First of all, we need to configure Azure SignalR service inside ASP.NET Core web application. So here I will write register SignalR services, and here I will say builder dot services dot add SignalR. Okay, so this extension method dot add SignalR, this will basically register the services which are required for functioning SignalR service. And then we need to add the Azure SignalR as we are using Azure SignalR service. So we have to select this as well. Okay. And then if you see the different option for this, we have connection string. So we have the three different overloading for this function. So we need to provide connection string inside this as well. So we will save connection string inside our app setting. So let's go to Azure portal so that we can copy the connection string from here. So here you can see that we have a connection string option inside setting. So let's click on this. And here we have access key types. So we will be using this for our application. We have the secondary connection string. We have primary connection string. So let's copy this primary connection string. And now we need to save this inside app settings. So here I will create a new key. Let me add it here. And I will say Azure SignalR. Okay. So I have pasted my connection string inside this. And I think instead of this, I should change it into connection strings so that instead of accessing it with complete path, I can directly access using connection strings. And here I can say signal or connection. So that is fine. Connection strings, signal or connection. So now here I will get this from my configuration. I will say signal or connection string. And here I will get it from builder dot configuration dot get connection string. And I will provide the name here. And then I need to pass this connection string inside my add Azure SignalR function. So this is it. Our basic configuration for SignalR service has been completed. Now, next step is we need to create a SignalR hub. So let's create a folder. I will say Signal hubs. So our application can have multiple hubs. So let's click on this. I will say chat hub. Okay. So first of all, we need to create a simple class, and then we need to inherit this from Microsoft dot ASP.NET Core dot SignalR hub. Okay, so the basically this base class provide us different methods for sending messages to all the connections. So let's go to Microsoft website. So we will follow a basic tutorial for code snippets so that we can demonstrate this very quickly. So here I have opened Quick Start, create a chat room by using SignalR service. So if I do scroll down here, you can see that the all step we have gone through. This have created ASP.NET Core web application, and then this have added secrets inside SignalR. Okay, so we have done all this configuration. Now only one thing is left. We need to map this hub with our this middleware inside ASP.NET Core MVC application. So here you can see that we have a simple chat hub, and inside that we have few methods. So let's copy them, paste inside our code. Okay, let me change it from lambda expression to simple form because I'm more happy with this approach. It's up to you. Uh, and then let me move this. Okay, return here as well. So here you can see that we have two messages. One is broadcast. So broadcast message will basically send messages to all the connected connections. So if you have 100 users connected with this hub, then the message will be broadcasted to all that users. Then we have echo, and echo is basically inside this. If you will send a message to the server, and then server will send same messages back to the client, and this echo message is basically used for just testing purposes whether your working is fine or not. And here you can see that we have client, and inside this we are providing the client to whom I want to send the message. So inside this function we are providing our own connection ID by which we have been connected, and then sending message to our own connection ID. So we will receive this from our client side. And if we see this broadcast message, inside this we are sending messages to all the users which are connected to this hub. So let's register this hub inside program.cs file. And at the end of my code, I will say app.use map razor hub and map hub. So we will select this map hub, and inside this we need to provide the Azure SignalR hub. Okay, so this map hub will basically register our hub, and here we need to provide the pattern for our URL. So here we need to provide the pattern for URL by using which the client will be able to communicate with this. So I can say this chat. Okay. So our server side configuration have been completed. Sorry for this. Our server side setup have been completed. Now next step is we need to add the client interface for the web app. So this one already have created. So let me copy this, and then we can talk about this. So I already have few pages, so I will go to index and let's paste it here. Okay. So let's from the top of this page. First of all, we have the uh, HTML starting tags. I don't need this because I already have a layout for this. And then we have a closing head tag for this. So let's remove this as well. We have body tag. Okay. Now, first of all, we have a H2 heading, which is a simple heading saying Azure SignalR group chat. I can change it with C sharp Islamabad chapter group chat. Okay. This makes sense. Then we have a div, and inside div, we have messages div. Then we have text area for writing the text messages. And at the end, we have two buttons. One is for echo and one is for send. We have IDs for these two buttons as well. We have a model for refresh as well. So this is our HTML code. Then we have JavaScript code. First of all, we are adding an event listener for DOM content loading. So this is just like jQuery.ready function. So whenever DOM elements are ready, this function will be executing. And inside this, we have a method for get username. So basically, this method prompts the user to enter his username so that we can show the username against which messages are sending or receiving. And then we have a create message entry. So this is basically manipulating the DOM elements of our HTML web application. It is basically adding different HTML divs for these messages. We have append message as well. So this is basically append message in the list. We have bind connection message and we have own connected message as well. So basically, this app starts from this point. First of all, we have connection, and inside this, we have SignalR.Hub connection builder. So this is from the JavaScript SDK of Azure SignalR service. Then we need to provide a URL of the Azure SignalR Hub with whom we will be connected, and we will build this connection. Okay, after building this connection, we need to bind connection message. So now if I go to connection message function here, first of all, we are creating a message callback and then we are binding an event correction dot on broadcast message. So whenever a broadcast message will be received, this callback will be triggered. And then we also have on echo. If a echo message will be received, then the same callback will be handled. And after that, when a connection will be closed, this on connection error function will be executed. So these are all basic things which have been configured for this. Okay. You can also see that we also have a signal or library reference here. So our basic application is running now. One other thing we need to copy is the CSS file so that the design looks properly. So let's copy this and paste it inside our CSS file. Okay, let's append it here. Now let's run the solution and see how it is working. So let me set this as a startup project and let's run this. Okay, so I have started my application. Currently, I have few errors inside this. So I need to remove these body tags as well. So let's try to run it again. Okay. So here you can see that this is asking for the name. So I can say it Habib. So here you can see that I have received a callback which is saying Habib join. So now, which means I have been connected with the SignalR hub. And let me open the same URL inside another window. And here I can say it Simon. Okay. So now you can see that inside this, I also have received a message, the Simon have just joined the group. So now these are two different users and both users can communicate with each other. So let's see this. Hi Habib. Okay, so Simon is saying hi Habib. And Habib can reply from here. Hi Simon, how are you? I'm great. How are you doing? Then again, so here you can see that inside this you can communicate with each other. As you guys knows that this is a group chat. Basically, we are broadcasting messages to each user. So let's see, a new user just joins, and this username is Umar. Let me open. Okay, so Umar have joined. So he says, "Hi guys." So you can see that this message have been received to all users. Here you can see Umar, hi guys. Here you can see Umar, hi guys. So this is basically broadcasting messages to all the users. And if you click on echo button, echo from server. So this is just for testing purpose whether server is responding or not. And echo means this. So echo works same for all users. So by echo, you can see that you can send specific messages to one user as well. Now, if I go to my Azure SignalR Hub and click on Overview button, so here you can see that currently we have three client connections because I have opened it in three clients, and we have five server requests as well. Uh, Here you can also see the maximum message count. Okay, so this was how you can integrate your Azure Signal or service with ASP.NET Core MVC web application. So I will also share this link with you guys, or you can search it from Google for SignalR Quick Start. And here you can see that different options are available. You can use with ASP.NET Classic applications. You can use with Azure Functions, and you can even use with Python and Java as well. Okay. Then if we see this Azure portal, we have a few other options available. We have activity log. So activity log basically shows us all the activity which is being performed on our instance. You also have access control, so you can control the security of your Azure SignalR service. We also have events. Okay, so currently there is no event, but you can start events as well. You can integrate this Azure SignalR service with other services as well. Pause. Let me reload this. Okay. Then you can see that we have a lot of options available, but let's quickly see the scale out options. So by using this option, you can quickly scale out your pricing tier. You just need to click on the change button, select a new plan, click select, and your plan will be scaled out. And then now you can handle 1000 connections as well. So this is how whenever your requirement is basically increasing and you need to handle more users, so you can quickly scale out your application. Then we have scale out option as well. Okay. So inside scale out option, we have a manual scale out. Okay. So here you just need to increase the number of units that you need, and then you can quickly scale out your Azure SignalR instance. We also have a course policy as well, as you know that most of the web application are using Azure Signal or using JavaScript. And this JavaScript is running inside browser on a specific domain. So you can use origin resource sharing policies to control the security of your application. So you can specify the allowed regions here. Basically, currently it's static, which means all origins are allowed, and even you can specify a domain, and only these domains will be available to access this one. So these are different security options available for Azure Signal or Hub Service as well. So let's go back to the okay. So this was hands-on demo experience with Azure Signal or Hub. We have created Azure SignalR service using Portal app. Then we created an ASP.NET Core MVC application. We installed few prerequisite packages. Then we used quick start code snippets for showing you how we can build chat room using Azure SignalR service. So I hope you have enjoyed this. In next episode, we will talk about securing secrets with Azure Key Vault. Basically, in this episode, we will focus on Azure Key Vault, a cloud service for securely storing and accessing secrets, keys, and certificates. This episode will guide you through setting up and managing Key Vault integration with your applications and following best practices for security and compliance. And this is ideal for security professionals, developers, and IT administrators who aim to enhance their security posture and manage secrets efficiently. So I think you guys have encountered this problem where you have to manage your app secrets for production apps and for development environments and for staging environments. And this is, I think, a very complicated task. So you guys, if you guys have any curiosity for this, you can join this next episode. And thank you for being the part of C Shop Corner Islamabad chapter. You can watch the previous episodes of this show by cshopcorner.com/live/Azure Essential. And I will also push this code on my GitHub repo. You guys can access it from my GitHub repo, which is Habib Developer/Azure Essential series. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this session. See you in next episode. Have a good day.